Hello everyone, this is Isabel and I'm a teacher of English. I think it's common knowledge that we're living in a global village. Students of foreign languages are strongly advised not just to learn about languages themselves, but also to learn skills and knowledge of cross-cultural communication. But somehow I feel we focused a lot more on cultures of countries in Europe, Asia, America and Australia. In other words, we know too little about Africa. Is that true for you? Is that true for our students? Let's go and check out. Hi. Hello. Hi. I'm a teacher from the School of Foreign Languages. Would you spare 1 minute for one question?
Okay.
Okay, thank you. The question is, what comes to your mind when you see the word Africa?
Oh, Africa, let me see. Maybe animals? Cute animals.
Thank you. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. I'm a teacher from the School of Foreign Languages. Would you spare 1 minute for one question?
Of course.
Thank you. The question is, what comes to your mind when you see the word Africa?
Africa. Let me think. Africa gave me the first impression is black people and many soccer players.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I think the African people are poor and black. My first impression on Africa is dark skin and white teeth.
Maybe the environment there is not very good.
I think it's very hot.
Africa is magical and full of energy.
My first impression is the World Cup. Samina mina waka waka
Let's welcome Valencia. Hi, Valencia.
Hi, Isabel.
Thank you for coming over.
It's my pleasure to be here.
Okay. Oh, by the way, is this the way you greet people in your home country?
In formal meetings and first-time encounter, yes, we shake hands, but with family and friends, we usually kiss on the cheek.
Really? Kissing on the cheek? It's not real kiss?
No, it's actually more of a touch.
Okay. And how many times? Which side to start?
We usually start it from the right side and we do it 3 times.
Shall we just demonstrate it?
Oh yeah, sure. We go like this.
1, 2, and 3. Good. Please have a seat.
Thank you.
Okay, would you please just introduce yourself first?
My name is Valencia. I am from Cote d'Ivoire, West Africa, and I'm here in China for my master's degree.
When did you arrive in China?
I just arrived here 3 weeks ago.
Really? So how was the first 3 weeks? Are you happy with the food, with the weather here?
The weather is okay and the food is good.
Have you stayed in any other foreign countries before?
Yes, I've lived in the US for 3 years for my undergraduate studies.
That's impressive. Is English your first language?
No, actually French is my first language. But in my country, English is a compulsory course for middle school and high school students.
Is it common for students to go abroad for study in your home country, Cote d'Ivoire? Because in China, it's usually the better families that could afford overseas study for the children.
I would say it's similar. It's usually middle to higher class family that send their children abroad, but it's becoming more popular.
So it's not all poor in Africa. You know, I did an interview with my students, and they related Africa with poverty. So it's not true. Would you like to say something about poverty?
It's not true at all. Africa has its problem like any other continent, and a lot of work is being put into solving Africa's issue.
Okay.
I think that the reason why a lot of people associate Africa with poverty and anger and war is because that's all the media focus on. But Africa is a very wealthy continent with a lot of resources and potential.
Okay, so I suppose this is a big misconception about Africa.
I'm afraid so.
Okay, now let's move on to the other ones and see if they're true or not.
All right.
Okay, my students also relate Africa with black skin. So people in Africa are not all black.
Not at all. Not everybody is black. We have over 50 countries in Africa, and physical features are different from countries to countries. For example, if you go to West Africa, in countries like Nigeria, Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, for example, you are more likely to see people with dark skin and natural curly afro hair in the natural state. But if you go more toward the northern part of Africa, in countries like Tunisia and Libya, for example, you're more likely to see people with lighter skin tone and they look more Western.
Oh, really? Then is there any shared standard for beauty in Africa?
As I already mentioned, Africa is a continent with diversity, so different countries have different standards for beauty.
This might be a stereotype, but should I say that curvaceous women are more popular in Africa?
Then again, it would depend on the country. If you go to West Africa, for example, you're more likely to see curvy women and they really appreciate it. But if you go to the east part of Africa, you are more likely to see thinner women, but they are also equally beautiful and appreciated as well.
Since we're talking about physical features, can I just touch your hair? I'm really curious.
Sure.
Okay. Oh, this is not real hair.
No, this is not my hair.
And your real hair
This is just a hairstyle. My real hair is actually underneath this.
So this is a hairstyle, and how long can you keep it?
I can keep it for several months, but I can actually shampoo it without destroying the style.
Really? You can shampoo it without destroying it?
No.
That's cool. Okay. Now let's move on to the next one. As far as I can remember, the students also relate Africa with hot weather. Is it all hot in Africa?
It is not always hot, but most countries have more hot seasons than cold season. But like in country like Morocco, for example, we even have the snow.
Really? Snow in Africa? I bet many of us would have got it wrong. So how about wild animals? Are there wild animals running around in Africa?
You know, as opposed to what many people think, Africa is not a jungle. And if you go on the internet, you will see that we live in similar houses and environment as most developed countries. So no, we don't have wild animals walking in the streets. You are more likely to see them in zoos or safaris.
So I have to say these two are both misconceptions about Africa. Again.
Yes.
Okay.
So.
My students mentioned football. So is it the favorite sport in Africa?
Yeah, I think so too. African people really like football because it's a good way for them to get together and socialize.
Yeah. And I personally think African people are better with music and dance. Is it true?
Oh, Africans are really good with music and dance because dance and music are a huge part of the African culture. We have thousands of them, and I think that they contribute to the beauty and the uniqueness of the African cultural patrimony.
So this one is not really a misconception. Good for my students. And I have one question to ask. What things are valued among African people? Things like money, success, family, honor.
We value all of those things, but I think we value family and honor more.
Okay.
Of course, we do value money and success like everywhere else in the world, but African people are really community and family centered. So we're very close to our relatives and acquaintances, and we value our relationship a lot.
Okay. Is there any legal requirement for family relationship? For example, in China, even though many people have no problem with supporting their parents, it is also made into the law.
No, we don't have that kind of law, at least not in my country. But like I say, we are very family centered. So children are raised loving and caring for the family. So when they become older, it's natural for them to look after their parents.
Oh, that's really nice. And lastly, is religion very important in your life? Are most people religious in Africa?
Yes, African people are mostly religious people, but we have a diversity of religion. Christianity and Islam are the most popular, but you also have people who have remained attached to the traditional faith and beliefs that they had before colonization.
Okay. My questions could actually go on, but I think it's better for us to leave them until next time. Thank you, Valencia. Thank you for coming over.
You're welcome.
And getting to know you actually triggers my interest to visit Africa someday.
You should. I'm sure you will like it, and then you'll be very welcome.
I hope so. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.